Let us see about boundary layer theory in this video. First, let us understand why should we study this boundary layer theory. We use for transport purpose. We use automobiles and aeroplanes, ships, and we use this in atmosphere. We are not traveling in space. We are traveling in these vehicles in atmosphere. If atmosphere means it is composition of different gases, and we call it as air. Air is present in atmosphere. If air is present, there is a restricting motion. So if we are traveling in this direction, there will be a resistance to this motion in the opposite direction by this air, because air is a particular is a matter, so there will be opposing motion. If we are traveling in space, there will be no opposition of motion, and we can travel freely in space, but in atmosphere there is a resistance. And also, if you consider two solid substances and you are moving this top substance to right side and bottom one to left side, there will be a shear stress obtained here. This will be in case of two solids. There will be a lot of shear stress, but in case of a solid, for example a car and air, so this is a matter and this air is also a matter, so there will be shear stress, the air particles moving in this direction and the car is moving in this direction, so there will be shear stress obtained. So the vehicle should be designed to resist this shear force. So we need to study the boundary layer theory. So how the effects will be at the surface of the substance, how the shear stress will be, how the velocity will be. So that is called that will be studying in boundary layer theory. Let us understand what is boundary layer region. The region where velocity gradients exist, or the region where shear forces are effective, the region where flow is viscous and rotational. So let us understand what are these three definitions mean. In our syllabus, only flow through flat plates is present, so let us restrict ourselves to flow through flat plates. So if there is a plate, flat plate, now air is flowing, air or some gas is flowing, the velocity will be u infinity. This is called as free stream velocity. Free stream velocity, when there is no obstruction present, that is called as free stream velocity. All the particles, here the velocity will be u infinity, here also same u infinity, here also u infinity, here also u infinity, here also u infinity. But when this gas approaches to this solid surface, there won't be the same velocity present. If you look at here, one velocity is, there is no velocity will be present at this particle. If you look at here, there will be zero velocity, zero velocity, zero velocity, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is called as no slip condition. No slip condition. We have seen this no slip condition in many cases, in laminar flow, in turbulent flow. Now, if you consider a particle just above this, that will be having u infinity velocity. Because this is just the starting, there will be not much effect of this substance on the velocity. But if you go deeper into this, the velocity here will be u infinity, but the velocity here will be less than free stream velocity. If you consider here the velocity will be u infinity, here the velocity won't be u infinity. So this is u infinity and this is less than u infinity, and here it is 0. So if you connect these all vectors, you will be getting a velocity profile. And as you go in this x direction, let me say this is the origin and this is y, this is x, this is x direction. As you go deeper into x, this velocity gradients will be present. So if you go deeper, the velocity that will be reaching in the y direction will be increasing. If you connect all these endpoints, so this is called as boundary layer surface. So here the region where velocity gradients exist. What is velocity gradients? Change of velocity with respect to displacement. Here there is zero velocity, here there is some velocity u, and here there is velocity u infinity. That means with a direction in the direction of y, there are different velocities. So there is change in velocity with respect to y. So that is called as velocity gradients. Velocity gradients exist in this boundary layer, and after this point, next after the from here there will be u infinity, u infinity, u infinity. So there is constant velocity u infinity. Up to here, up to this boundary layer surface, there will be varying velocity. And the region where shear forces are effective. In this region, there are shear forces that will be very effective on this surface. The region where flow is viscous and rotational. Outside the boundary layer, that will be irrotational. The flow will be irrotational, and in this boundary layer, the flow will be rotational, and also viscous flow. Due to this viscous flow, this velocity gradients are created. Now let us see how is the flow present. It is laminar or it is turbulent. Let us see now. So boundary layer exists in this way. First there will be laminar, and there is a transition region, and there is turbulent. So how is the laminar profile? Means it is a parabolic one. So it is parabolic this way. This is the parabolic one. In turbulent flow, there is a small layer called laminar sublayer. Small thin layer called laminar sublayer. Laminar sublayer. Here the flow is like mostly laminar flow. That's why it is called as laminar sublayer. So in laminar sublayer, the flow will be in a parabolic way. The velocity distribution will be in parabolic way. And after this, the flow, the velocity distribution will be in logarithmic distribution. So the velocity distribution will be in this way. So if you look, there will be a steep curve in this way. This is for turbulent, and this is for laminar. So laminar and turbulent. In case of pipes, we have seen that if Reynolds number is less than 2000, that is laminar. If Reynolds number is less than 2000, that is laminar. If Reynolds number is greater than 4000, that is called as turbulent. But in case of this flat plates, this is a different scenario. If Reynolds number is less than 5 into 10 power 5, that is called as laminar flow. If Reynolds number is greater than 5 into 10 power 5, that is called as turbulent flow. If Reynolds number is less than 6 into 10 power 5 and greater than 3 into 10 power 5, that is called as transition flow. In this region, the laminar flow converts to turbulent. So how will be the motion in a laminar flow? This is the laminar flow. And in transition region, some particles will be in turbulent motion and some particles will be in laminar motion. So in turbulent flow, there is very haphazard motion. So this is the laminar sublayer, and in laminar sublayer there will be uniform smooth motion will be present at that surface. So this is laminar, this is transition, and this is turbulent. So this is x direction, x distance, and this is y. Now what is Reynolds number in case of flat plates? So Reynolds number is given by rho u infinity into x by mu. In case of pipes it was rho vd by mu. In case of this flat plates it is rho u infinity into x by mu. U infinity is free stream velocity. When there is no plate present, what is the uniform velocity that is possessed by air? That is u infinity. X is the distance from the, and this is called as leading edge, and this is trailing edge. If this is the end, this is the trailing edge. So x is the distance from leading edge. If you consider at this point, and this is 1 meter from this leading edge, then x is equal to 1. So from this we can find the Reynolds number. As you go deep into this plate in x direction, as x increases, Reynolds number increases. That's why first there is laminar flow, so that Reynolds number is less. For small x there is small Reynolds number, and that is laminar flow. For large x, that means if you go deep into here, that will be more x and more Reynolds number. More Reynolds number means more turbulent flow. Now let us see what is boundary layer thickness. Here this is called as boundary layer thickness. So at every position of this plate, at every point on this plate, there will be this boundary layer thickness present. So this is also called as nominal or disturbance thickness. Distance measured vertically from boundary surface at which velocity reaches 99% of the velocity of main or free stream velocity. If you look at this point, there is 0 velocity, and if you look at this point, this will be nearly u infinity, but precisely that will be 99% of u infinity. So 99% of u infinity will be present at this point. So from this surface to this 99% of u infinity, that is called as delta. So at every position there will be different delta. Here delta, and here also delta. At every position there is different boundary layer thickness. That delta changes with this x. With x the delta also changes. We will see how that changes. Now next let us see what is displacement thickness. So first let us understand what is ideal flow, how the velocity distribution will be in ideal flow and how it will be in real flow. So velocity distribution will be uniform. This is the ideal case, and in real flows the velocity distribution this is the velocity distribution for real flows. Now what will be the flow rate? What will be the mass flow rate? What will be the mass flow rate? If I am drawing this in 3D. So now, in order to find the mass flow rate, so what is the mass flow rate in case of ideal one? So if you consider a small strip and this is dy, this is b, width of the plate, that is b, and mass flow rate is equal to, we know that it is rho a v, and rho is density, that will be constant. What is area? Area of flow will be this area, that area will be dy into b. So dy into b. What is velocity? The velocity will be everywhere same. So here also u infinity will be present and here also u infinity will be present. So everywhere it is same. So u infinity. So this is the case of ideal one. So m dot ideal is equal to, so this is the for small strip. If you need total mass flow rate, that will be integral 0 to this is the dy. So here 0, there will be delta present here. And also first let me write the boundary conditions. Boundary conditions. So what are the boundary conditions? At y is equal to 0, u is equal to 0. This is due to no slip condition. And also at y is equal to delta, u is equal to u infinity or 0.99 u infinity, but we are taking it as u infinity. And at y is equal to delta, du by dy is equal to 0. This is because if you differentiate this du by dy, u infinity is a constant value, so that will be du by dy is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, delta is equal to 0. Boundary layer thickness is 0 at x is equal to 0. This is because we have seen that. So the boundary layer is like this. So there will be no boundary layer thickness at x is equal to 0. So now from where to where this is y direction is present, from 0 to delta. 0 to delta. So taking constants outside, rho, b, u infinity outside, integral 0 to delta dy. Now in real flow, m dot now if you consider this also in 3D, so this is b. Now if you consider the small strip here, this is dy and the area of flow will be dy into b. Now this is rho av, so mass flow rate is rho av. Now rho into area is dy into, this is b, width of the plate. So area is dy into b. To velocity, what will be the velocity? Velocity will be constantly changing. Here the velocity is 0 and here the velocity is u infinity. What will be the velocity here? I am considering some arbitrary one, u. So that is the velocity. What will be the total mass flow rate? This is the mass flow rate through this differential area. Total mass flow rate will be from 0 to delta. So what is this u? This u is the function of y. So with y, u is changing. That means u is the velocity profile. Velocity profile. Now rho, b are the constants. that will be getting outside. So from 0 to delta u dy. So there will be more mass flow rate in case of a ideal flow and less mass flow rate in case of real flows. So how much there is loss in case of real flows? There will be this much velocity is less than ideal flow. So now mass flow rate loss, that will be ideal minus real, ideal mass flow rate minus real mass flow rate. So rho b into integral 0 to delta, I am taking u infinity inside, dy minus rho b integral 0 to delta u dy. Now rho b integral 0 to delta u infinity minus u dy. So this is the loss of mass flow rate. Now if I convert this into ideal one, this mass flow rate, so first mass flow rate is this one, total mass flow rate, from here to here it is delta, but there is a loss of mass flow rate. So this is the, let us say this is loss of mass flow rate. This is called as delta star, that is called as displacement thickness. So to compensate that, to compensate this loss, in order this one is the real one, mass flow rate is this one. To compensate this loss, how much this plate should be raised? So this much the plate should be raised. How much? Delta star. To compensate that mass flow rate loss, that much should be raised. Now how much mass flow rate this will be present? This loss one, that is m dot is equal to rho av, and that will be rho area of flow. As this is a uniform flow, I am not taking differential flow, I am taking the area directly. The area will be delta star into width of the plate, into b into velocity is u infinity. So now rho delta star b u infinity, this is the loss of mass flow rate. So this one, this total loss of mass flow rate. Equating this and this, rho b integral 0 to delta u infinity minus u dy is equal to rho delta star b u infinity. So b gets cancelled, rho gets cancelled, and finally remaining is, from this we can get delta star is equal to u infinity, taking this u infinity to left side, 0 to delta u infinity by u infinity 1 minus u by u infinity dy. So this is delta star. This is the displacement thickness. So displacement thickness is equal to integral 0 to delta and 1 minus u by u infinity dy. So to compensate mass flow rate, how much the plate should be raised in case of ideal flow. Now what is momentum thickness? So we have seen that conservation of mass, conservation of momentum, and conservation of energy. So these three are important parameters. First we have seen that mass flow rate. And what is momentum thickness? momentum thickness is how much the plate should be raised to compensate the loss of momentum. So to compensate the loss of momentum, that is called as momentum thickness. It is represented with theta. So this will be, if you solve with the same procedure, you will be getting this finally. Integral 0 to delta u by u infinity into 1 minus u by u infinity dy. Similarly, if you solve for energy, so to compensate reduction in kinetic energy will also be reduced because of the velocity profile. There is no constant velocity profile, not constant, there is no uniform velocity profile. So the kinetic energy also changes. That will be integral 0 to delta u by u infinity into 1 minus u by u infinity whole square dy. So this is the energy thickness. And there is another term called shape factor of boundary layer. This shape factor is represented with h, and it is delta star by theta. What it is? Delta star is this displacement thickness. And what is theta? Theta is momentum thickness. And also energy thickness is represented with delta E or delta double star. Delta E or delta double star. In the next video, we will see about Von Karman momentum integral equation that will be very important for us.